In a world where headlines are designed to make you feel fear and anxiety so that you keep coming back and keep clicking for more information, how can you get control of your fear and anxiety? Well, to, the thing to combat fear and anxiety is hope and opportunity. A lot of people in today's world keep sticking their head in the sand. They don't want to know what's going on because it makes them scared. But, and I understand that. I get it. I have checked out of the news for years on end. I have put my head in the sand more than once. But the thing is, when you do that, you lose out on opportunities. In order, like, let's say you're reading something in the news that scares you, layoffs, inflation. Go dig a little deeper. Find the good stories. Go in and find the data behind that, whether it's going to StatsCan or the equivalent down in your country, where you can see the stats for your country. Is economy shrinking? Is economy growing? How is your industry doing? Is there another industry that's maybe doing better that you can tap into? And ensuring that you position yourself ahead of the situation and get known by the people that need to know who you are so that those opportunities then come to you. Because if people don't know who you are, you're never going to see an opportunity. And if you don't ever see an opportunity, you're just going to feel more fear and more anxiety. Now, the thing with hope is you can't put a deadline on it. You can't have expectations, which are walls around that dream of yours or that opportunity. Things aren't ever perfect. Opportunities will come when they come. But having that hope that tomorrow will be better, tomorrow may bring that opportunity, tomorrow you may see something that if you just dig a little deeper, you're going to find that maybe if with just a little bit of extra work and getting in front of that other person, you end up with that job, you end up with that sale, you end up with that maybe that new business. For example, yesterday, Premier Eby here in British Columbia, he announced support for the second LNG plant being built in Kitimat. And here's the thing, Kitimat and Prince George need workers. They need businesses to come in to support the people who live there, who are moving there to build these LNG plants, to work in these LNG plants, and the ports that are being built. There's lots of opportunity, but you sometimes have to move. And that can be difficult. It's a lot easier when you're just coming out of high school or university to go, okay, I have to move over here in order to get a job and start my career. And then you get, maybe get married, have kids and get rooted, have friends, support group, and then it gets hard for you to move again. You have to look at it as a journey, an adventure. Maybe that opportunity over there is just that much better than the ones that are around you right now. But maybe there's other opportunities. Eby also had, a few days before that, had a second call for energy. What does that mean? That means if you have solar or wind on your property and you've got some extra electricity to sell to the grid, BC Hydro will buy it. He also invited clean energy companies to come up to British Columbia and establish business here so that we can create a clean energy industry that is healthy and growing. He also mentioned that 700 healthcare workers have applied to work here in British Columbia, which is great because we need them. That's right. Sometimes you just have to move in order to get that opportunity. And you have to look a little deeper to find it. Nova Scotia just announced 4 places off the coast, or was it New Brunswick? Anyway, off the coast, the Atlantic coast of Canada, 4 spots where they're going to build windmills for energy generation. So they're building out their clean energy as well. So that's on the West Coast and the East Coast. Which one's cheaper? The East Coast. Which one has better winters? Well, neither, because Kitimat, well, maybe Kitimat and Prince Rupert might be a little bit less cold than Halifax, but I kind of doubt it. So make up your mind by looking into places, find out what it's like there. But my point is, there are opportunities. You just have to look a little deeper, go a little bit further, and find them by talking to people, knowing what's going on. Read press releases instead of media. You'll feel a lot better. Press releases don't have that emotional headline that elicits fear in order for you to come back. Find the information that you need to feel better, to know what's going on, and have a plan. Because if you plan for the worst, no matter what happens, you know that you'll be okay because you have a plan. And that will combat any fear and anxiety that you feel from those big headlines that make it sound like you're never going to get ahead. There's no more jobs, that things are going to get way more expensive. It's not as dire as the media is letting us know. Anyway, until next time, feel out.